All right, I'm here with Rick from Adelitas Way. How are you doing today, Rick?
I'm great. I'm just in my beautiful city, relaxing.
Awesome. So, the latest album, Homeschool Valedictorian, that came out back in June, I believe June 7th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about that album, and how is it different from your self-titled album back in 2009?
You know, I think every time you make a record, you gotta push yourself musically, and just make sure that the number one thing I make sure when I'm doing records is that I make a real album that's very personal, and I write about what's going on in my life, and I write about what I'm feeling. I don't sit down and try to force topics or force issues, or I just kind of write about what I'm thinking or what I'm going through. And this record was really there wasn't a lot of pressure on us when we were making it. It was just like, no, you make the best record you can, and that's what I feel we did. We definitely took a step up from our first record, and I think that's the goal of every album. We do a third album. I'm going to try to take things to the next level again. So, I really think that you got to push yourself when you're making records.
Okay.
Especially nowadays, grabbing people's attention. Attention spans seem to be getting smaller and smaller for music. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is the biggest influence on you as a musician and a songwriter? What influences you the most?
I want to say, my writing about my life when we're making an album. But you mean as other artists, like other musicians?
I guess what are some of the musicians and artists that influenced you to get into music, and what are there any specific parts of your life or anything specific that influences you when you sit down to write?
I think that definitely I'm a '90s guy. I'm a big fan of Chris Cornell and Soundgarden, Audio Slave, STP. That's what I grew up listening to. Alice in Chains. So I think that plays an influence in everything that I do. And I think my life, from how I grew up. I grew up in a tough neighborhood, Philadelphia, and I moved to Las Vegas. And you just pull experiences to write about, and it's about getting people to relate to you and relate to what you're going through, relate to the songs you're making. And I think we've done a good job of that. And I think the ultimate goal nowadays is to just keep plugging away and keep going. I almost feel like rock has become, I don't want to say indie per se, but it's definitely become more about connecting with your fans and more about getting out there and playing live shows. There's no magic formula anymore. Just putting a song out and selling a million records. You got to tour. You got to go out there. You got to really connect with them.
Right. The first single, I believe it was the first single from Homeschool Valedictorian, Sick, went straight to number one. It was a huge success, one of the biggest songs of the summer. It's still pretty big. It blew up the radio. Can you tell me a little bit about that song, and how did that song come about?
Sick is about my whole life. My whole life I've worked jobs making $10 an hour where they want you to pretty much run the place, but they don't want to pay you for it. And eventually everybody goes to work every day. They do their job, they do everything, and they have a boss who doesn't appreciate what they're doing or is underpaying them and trying to give them more duties. And I think that clicked in me, and I think people have a problem with being treated that way, and I have a problem being treated that way. You go and you work hard and you do everything you're supposed to do, and somebody's always riding you, and they're not paying you enough to do that. It's like, dude, you're paying me $12 an hour, $15 an hour. I'm not going to put up with your shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what the song's about.
Okay. Now, like I said, it was a huge song of the year, one of the biggest songs of the year. When you sat down to write it, did you sit down and write that song thinking that there was anything special about that song, there was anything that set it apart from other songs? And when it blew up and when it got as successful as it did, what was your reaction to that?
I definitely think we were writing. I could tell it was a special song people were going to relate to. I could definitely feel that in the song, and when it came out, I was happy. That's why we chose it as the first single. When it was done, when it was all said and done, I listened to it and I was like, this is going to be the one that we start out with. That we introduce this new album to people. And it's done a great job. Getting people to check out the rest of the record and check out the songs, and it's been a great success for us. And the only way to go, I feel, is just keep working hard and keep working our way up, and keep building our band name.
Awesome. Now you guys just recently, within the last few weeks, finished up the Carnival of Madness tour, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that tour. I know Alter Bridge was on there. I believe Blackstone Cherry, Theory of a Dead Man. You guys, it was a huge tour, really successful. A lot of great bands. Tell me a little bit about that tour. What was it like to be on that tour?
It was amazing. It was a bunch of, I think I always tell everyone, it was a bunch of bad kids on tour together, a bunch of bad 12-year-olds. We're all doing, after the show, we're all doing we're doing things that are wrong, like we get in trouble for. You got like a guy behind a trailer, like hiding from our tour managers, like somebody's smoking weed, somebody's eating what they're not supposed to be eating. We're all in catering before we're supposed to be. Like, it's just like this tour manager is like the babysitter of a bunch of bad little kids, and we're all friends there. We're all friends back there having a good time. We're out there having baseball catches, just having parties together, and that's what rock and roll lost, I feel. Bands like Theory of a Dead Man still know how to have a good time. And I think touring has become too stressful to people and too serious, and I think that's why sometimes fans don't go out and see the shows because they don't realize how fun these shows can be. On the Carnival of Madness, every day was a fun. I felt like I was back in 1970. You know what I mean? Like we were all having fun every day. It was parties. It was just everything you think of, and that really comes down to the bands you're on tour with. Alter Bridge. Mark Tremonti's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Dead Man. Witty, funny guy, fun. That whole band is fun, and it was just a fun tour.
Right, and I believe Tyler Connolly was on one of the songs on Homeschool Valedictorian. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and we've worked together a couple times, and we hang out all the time when we're off tour. And he's a great guy, and I learn a lot from him. And we're very fortunate. They bring us and they kind of help us get where we got to go. They're a part of the reason I feel like our band has had some of the success we had.
Awesome. Now, and I believe next weekend, you guys are from Las Vegas. You guys are playing the first day of the 48 Hours Festival in Vegas, in your hometown.
Oh yeah.
The bill is outstanding. I mean, it looks like something from Download Festival almost. You got Korn, Godsmack, Five Finger Death Punch. You guys, everybody is on that lineup except for like System of a Down, basically.
Yeah.
What is it going to be like for you guys to be on a stage with all those bands in your hometown, and to play in front of your family and friends?
It's what you dream of, man. It's what when you first start and you're playing in your garage, you're playing your empty club in your hometown. This is what you dream of. You dream of sharing a stage with bands like Godsmack and Avenged Sevenfold, and we're very fortunate enough to do that and build our name here. And we first started out here, we couldn't give tickets away to get people out here, and now we pack houses. Now we sell places out, and that's the dream, man. That's what you work towards. That's what the goal is, and we're gonna have a lot of supporters out there to see the show in Vegas, and we're gonna show people what we're about.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most about that weekend?
We're just going to crush it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to showing Las Vegas and representing. And, I think also hanging out with a bunch of our friends we've all toured with, a bunch of other bands. And I like, it's a friendly competition when it comes to bands. We're going to go out there. We're going to kill it. We're going to set the bar high. We're opening up, and we're starting the main stage off. We're going to start it off right. We're going to make sure every band that follows us, brings the heat.
Awesome. Let's go back in time a little bit. Tell me a little bit about how Adelitas Way got started. Where did you come up with the name Adelitas Way?
It's a whorehouse in Tijuana.
Really?
Yep.
How did you decide to name your band after that?
It just made sense for me, man. It was an experience I had in my life, and I felt like it made sense. Are you going to get it? Oh, you gotta meet me after it's done. And my buddy's right now. He's going to get it. He just did a song with the producer. He's going to get it.
Nice.
Punch.
So, after 48 Hours Festival and after Carnival of Madness, that's done. What's on the horizon for you guys? What are you guys going to be doing next? Are you guys going back out on tour? What can we look forward to in the future from Adelitas Way?
We're never going to stop touring. I mean, we're going to definitely go back out on tour, and we're actually doing it. We're going to headline. We're going on a headlining tour next, and we're going to tour the entire country. We're going out with Art of Dying, and we're bringing out New Medicine, Art of Dying, and Emphatic.
Ooh. And
we're going to tour the whole country, and that's the you can never stop touring for your fans. And thank you so much. you got to show them what it's all about. That's really the goal is to get out there and play, expand your name, and that's what we're gonna do. We're not stopping. There's no, I think with the way music is now, you can't stop. You don't want to be a forgotten soldiers, man. You gotta stay out there, stay in their faces. Keep releasing music, keep releasing good songs, stay on tour. And it's gonna be our first headlining tour we've ever done. So, I think it's gonna be very successful, and we've worked hard, and I can't wait to play. I mean, the most exciting thing for me is we're gonna get to play an hour or two for our fans. So,
right. Awesome.
That's the most exciting part of it.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, I really want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule and your day off and everything to take time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Good luck next weekend at 48 Hours Festival, and good luck on everything in the future.
Thank you so much for supporting us, man, and I appreciate it, and we're ready to go.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care, man.
You too.
See you.